No showing until offer is accepted. Have you ever heard about that before or seen that in a listing from a seller? No showing until offer is accepted. What is the implication of this statement? How does that impact you, the buyer? Let me tell you a quick story. Sarah is a high school teacher, a mom of 6 kids, and she's a very busy mom. However, Sarah is interested in investing in the multifamily units. And so she took time to study about the market. She decides to buy books on multifamily units. She watched a lot of YouTube videos, of course, as you know. And of course, she spends time just looking at materials, magazines, finding mentors to understand how the multifamily units work. Still an amateur, Sarah saw a property and she felt this must be the gold mine. She went ahead and put in over $3,500 in DDF. By DDF, I mean due diligence fee. Of course, she performed an appraisal which cost her over $500 for that multifamily property. And her inspection cost over $2,000. In total, Sarah spent over $5,500. Now, during the inspection phase, they found a code violation on that property. But the question you might be asking yourself is, why did Sarah not know that there was a violation on that property before she invested her hard sum? To cut the story short, Sarah ended up losing over $5,500, non-refundable. Now, I want you to listen carefully. This might save you thousands of dollars. You see, depending on what state you are in, according to the North Carolina Real Estate Commission statement, we have what they refer to as a residential property disclosure statement. In that disclosure statement, the seller or the owner of a property is allowed to answer or give 4 responses to the condition of their property. They can answer yes, they can answer no, they can select NR, which means no representation, or they can just say NA, which is non-applicable. What is the implication of this? Of course, you know what it means to say yes, no. But what is NR? What does it mean? If a seller selects NR means no representation. The implication of that is 2 things. 1, if there is a serious condition impacting that building, the seller can choose to say, I am not aware of it, or if they have knowledge, still say they don't really know about it. So NRO, no representation, means the seller or the owner of the property is telling you, the buyer, that I am not aware, or if I am aware, I'm not going to tell you. How does that impact you, the buyer? First of all, you're paying what they call a DDF. Now, let's break down. Sarah was fortunate, but let's break it down a little bit. Due diligence fee. Listen carefully. You have to learn to stop paying due diligence fee. Make sure you stay tuned to this video until the end of this video, because this will save you not just tens of thousands of dollars, but into the millions over time and over the years. Due diligence fee is a negotiable, non-refundable fee. The buyer, which is you now, decides to pay the seller or the owner of the property a fee for that owner to take the property off the market and for you to perform a due diligence or a due diligence period. The reality is, like we've seen from the onset, the owner or the seller can select NRO, no representation. Now, according to the Real Estate Association disclosure statement, in section E2, E3, and E4, there is a section there that says, is this property in any zoning violation or code violation or easement that can impact this property? In one of the real estate deals I was about to purchase, the seller or the owner selected NRO, and I laughed because I'm already utilizing a tool that takes me light years ahead of utilizing how the market works and knowing what to go into before I even went into this deal. Now, when a property listing by a seller tells you, red flag number 1, they tell you no showings, meaning you are supposed to go into that property with your own eyes and see physically what is the condition. Yes, you're not going to do an inspection because you're not trained expert to find an inspection. You're only going there to physically observe the property's condition, Look at the paintings, look at the walls, look at the flooring. How is the flooring done? Is it a nice property? Is everything looking okay? Is it, to your naked eye, is it okay? But the seller or the owner is telling you no showing until the offer is accepted. What is the implication of that? When an offer is accepted, meaning you've already paid or agreed to pay your DDF. Listen carefully to this. Your due diligence fee. I'm going to repeat this carefully. Your due diligence fee can go anywhere from $3,500 on the low end to over $10,000 on the high end. And if you play commercial property, you're looking at something even higher than that. That's one. Number two is you've agreed to pay an EMD. The EMD is the fee you pay, which is put on escrow to allow you to perform that due diligence itself. So if a seller or the owner of the property is telling you that no showing until the offer is accepted, meaning you've agreed to pay your DDF and your EMD. Remember, your DDF is non-refundable. It's a negotiable, non-refundable fee, while your EMD is factored into your closing cost. Friends, this is a very, very, very serious issue, and I've identified this as a gap or as an arbitrage. And why is this so? Because there is a gap here. If a seller of a property knows the condition of their property and decides to tell you, the buyer, that no showings until offer is accepted, meaning you're going to lose your hard-earned fund. And that's what happened to our dear, dear friend Sarah. Sarah got wiser. Sarah found our videos on YouTube, and Sarah is utilizing a tool I'm also utilizing to understand and fashion out or find out properties with all these hidden violations. And we utilize a tool called Invest Fusion. If this is your first time of watching this video, you are in a real gold mine opportunity. Invest Fusion is the first AI-powered platform that combines or collapses both multifamily units and commercial in one umbrella. It's the first platform of its kind worldwide that does that. Number two, it's the only platform that tells you before you, the buyer, goes into a deal. Number one, it identifies and flags all the red flags. Are there any zoning violations, code violations, easement, issues? Is there any BTI? By BTI, I mean big ticket items that can impact that property. You don't want to buy a property with big ticket items for you as a buyer to go and spend money. What are BTIs? Foggy windows, roofing challenges, structural damages. That's not your business. You are in it to buy a cash flow, a cash flowing property, a property with enough built-in equity. If you're going to the market to buy a bone and the bone doesn't have meat, what are you buying the bone for? You have to buy a property with enough meat in the bone. Friends, Invest Fusion is rechanging the scope. It's revolutionizing the way we invest in multifamily. If you are still in the old school way, it's not replacing your experience. It's enhancing your experience. If you are saying, Jeff, I'm an expert, I spent over 20 years playing the multifamily units or even the commercial property units. With Invest Fusion, it enhances and speeds up your process, your process of searching, identifying the gold mines in the market while avoiding all the landmines. This AI power platform is not replacing your experience. No, it's enhancing it. Saving you time, saving you stress, saving you heartache, and saving you money. Remember, the time you spend doing your research, the travel time, going to and fro to physically observe a property, the amount of money you spend in your DDF. DDF is not cheap. You're going to spend anywhere from $4,000, $5,000, even $10,000. I don't know about you, that's a lot of money for me. If you're going to spend that kind of money, just throwing it away to a seller or the owner of a property, why don't you just utilize a tool called Invest Fusion that collapses all of this and exposes and opens it, expose this hidden landmines and give you gold mine properties in your fingertips. Listen, stop investing in multifamily units or for whatever property you're investing in the real estate market blindly. Stop going blindly into a deal. Don't forget, in this same deal that Sarah got burnt, this property was built in 1968. Listen carefully. No wonder the seller or the owner says No showing until offer is accepted. And why is it so? Because properties that are built prior to 1978 had what they call they are potent to lead-based paint issue. Now, lead-based paint impact is a huge health hazard to little children and pregnant women. That is a no across all parameters. And so if I don't perform, if I don't go in and see that properties, that tells me it's a huge red flag. In fact, there's a fundamental red flag in the property already from the onset. And you see a lot of buyer running, putting out their hard-earned money, going to buy a property without even physically observing this property. Friends, before you pay your next penny, it's hard-earned. Your money is hard-earned. Before you pay your next hard-earned money into a property deal, make sure you utilize InvestVision, because it's the only platform in the world that gives you a level playing field, that gives you access to what the big dogs are utilizing right now, what the big sharks are utilizing to actually stay above the crowd. It's your time. It's your opportunity. It's not a question of if you will use InvestVision. It's only a question of when. It's either you get bond first and then you realize, you know what, let me go and see that Jeff again and figure out what he's talking about. Or you say, let me be savvy, let me be smart, let me play the game the wise way. And utilize the InvestVision. It saves you time, it saves you money, it saves you stress, and it puts the gold mines in your fingertips, and it helps you avoid, of course, all the landmines. So learn from Sarah. Sarah now uses InvestVision, and in her next property, she's able to scale up. And today, Sarah is doing over several millions of dollars just scaling, utilizing InvestVision. And we want the same for you. Until next time, please remember, if you want to get your hands on this wonderful tool, we are opening up access to over 30 individuals. Make sure you click the link below and join the list of those ones we're going to open up access to InvestVision into. I hope you take the bull by the horn. Until next time, stay blessed and thanks for watching.